Throughout my life, I've had this niggling thought that maybe I've been playing small. When I learned about the concept of moonshots, it got me thinking that maybe I was playing small because I was afraid to fail. The very nature of a moonshot is that you're likely to not succeed. But wow, what a journey it is to try and get there. Here's the thing about moonshots though. They're not solely about grandeur. They're really about aligning with your values and purpose. Today, I explore 7 steps to uncover your unique moonshot, redefine success beyond the conventional, and embrace setbacks with resilience. Hey everyone, I'm Laverne McKinnon, and welcome to the Moonshot Mentor blogcast. I'm a certified career coach and grief recovery specialist. I help ambitious, driven people feel confident, empowered, and excited after experiencing a career setback. Whether it's from feeling stuck in a tough period or frustration from slow progress, I offer up tools and resources to revamp your path to career success. So here we go with defining what a moonshot is and the steps to finding one with purposeful ambition. The house is quiet this afternoon. It's just me and the pugs, Uncle Bob and Jack Jr., and they're in the living room, stretched out on their sides, sunning themselves, bellies exposed, so trusting. I'm in my office that will someday be converted into a bedroom for Mitzi, my eldest daughter, who we haven't adopted yet. In fact, she's not even on the radar. Chuck and I had an agreement when we got married, no kids. At this point in my life, my goals are all career-focused. It's also hard to imagine how to have a family when I work 70 to 80 hours per week. My job as a creative executive at a network is highly coveted. I have to be better than the best and watch my back. My feet are resting on the wooden desk, a great giant antique on loan from a friend. It has all these little cubbies to put letters and stamps and files and trinkets in. As an OCD perfectionist, it brings me so much delight to see an organizational system built into the furniture. It's true, I've been getting promoted every few years and I want to keep going. I respond with, yeah, but something is niggling at me and I think maybe I should slow down for a hot second and listen to it. I wrap up the call with a promise to figure out a time for us to get to Koi for baked crab hand rolls. That afternoon, I didn't come up with a moonshot, but I could feel the truth that I had been playing small and my curiosity had been piqued, and underneath the curiosity was terror. The very nature of a moonshot is that the likelihood of success is quite low. As a recovering perfectionist and people pleaser, I have historically been drawn to big goals as a way to prove that I can be perfect and pleasing. But what happens if I go for a moonshot and I fail? What will that say about me? It says, I'm a failure. I'm not perfect. I'm not pleasing. Yikes. None of that is tolerable. So I play out the next few years and receive another promotion. I fight the dawning recognition that my goals have been a reflection of how much I strive for external validation. From time to time, I contemplate what a moonshot means to me, but come up empty. What I don't know at that time is that moonshots are meant to be driven by our values and life purpose and the stand that we want to make to improve and make our world better. Many of my coaching clients also struggle with imagining what a moonshot might be for themselves because they have so much fear that they're going to fail. Can their confidence withstand a blow like that? Can mine? So yeah, back on that lovely Los Angeles afternoon with my feet up on that gorgeous wooden desk in the quiet of Laurel Canyon, pugs trusting that all is right in the world, the moonshot I was trying to identify had no traction because I was not connected to my values or purpose. So much so that a few years later, I would be fired from my fancy corporate gig. Sometimes when I had a notion for a moonshot, I would dismiss it as being too small. It felt like it needed to be epic, wildly impressive. But what I've learned through my coach training is that what requires monumental effort by one person may actually be super easy for another. I recently interviewed coach and doctor of pharmacology, Amy Beheimer, who shared a bit about her journey with autoimmune disease. In our conversation, she shared how a moonshot could be walking to the mailbox. It made me recognize that it's not for us to judge other people's goals, nor should we judge our own. It is wise, though, to assess our goals to determine whether we have the desire or the need to take a giant leap, as well as what values we are honoring. But comparing our goals to someone else's is deeply limiting and moves us away from our values and purpose. When I work with clients and coach myself, these are the 7 steps we take when finding our moonshot. Step 1, listen deeply to yourself. Create consistent space for self-reflection through journaling, meditation, or walks. Ask yourself questions like, what if failure wasn't an option? What scares me? What needs in the world am I called to meet? Pro tip, gremlins typically pop up because you're onto something big. Don't edit yourself. Just let the thoughts, ideas, and feelings bubble to the surface, even if they feel absurd or don't make sense. Step 2, concrete reflections. Turn your musings into tangible forms. Jot down notes or make voice memos so you can go back and listen or look at them. Again, ask yourself questions like, what values am I honoring in the pursuit of this moonshot? How am I living my life purpose? What needs in the world does this moonshot meet? What scares me about this moonshot? Who do I need to be in order to achieve this moonshot? What do I need to say no to in order to say yes? Step 3, craft a plan. Once you've narrowed down your choice of moonshot, it's time to build out the 30,000-foot plan of execution. Here's the structure. The first is obviously to identify the specific moonshot, then break down the moonshot into long-term goals, mid-term goals, and short-term goals. And then you take the short-term goals and you create action steps using the SMART method: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Another pro tip, this step takes many revisions and is constantly being adjusted. Step 4, align with your true motivations. This may seem counterintuitive since you've just created a plan. However, it's important to pause to reassess your why and realign with your values and purpose. Ensure your plan remains in harmony with your true motivations. Frequently, when you're building out your plan, new data or information is going to reveal itself, and it may show that you're violating your core values or you're stepping on your purpose. You may also discover that the gremlins have surreptitiously gotten to you and you're motivated by fear and striving. If that's the case, you have 3 choices. Keep going as is, abandon the moonshot, which we're going to talk about in the next step, reassess and recraft the plan so you're in alignment. Step 5, decide when to quit and embrace failure. We unfortunately don't have a crystal ball, no fortune-telling powers, just life's unpredictable twists. The truth is that you will have many new experiences and a lot of new information will reveal itself during your moonshot journey. So it's now time to write yourself a permission slip identifying the circumstances in which you will decide it's time to quit. Here are a few examples from my clients. My health is impacted. Something happens to my family. Someone beats me to my moonshot and I don't have the resources to compete. Diminishing returns because my values have shifted. By identifying the circumstances to quit before you start, this will protect you from falling to the gremlin voices when things get difficult. And now, write a letter to your future self if you fail. Remind yourself of why you said yes in the first place. What do you want to remind your future self about who you are and what's important to you? Offer advice and be your own coach. Tell yourself how proud you are of the journey taken. Step 6, prepare for setbacks. It's inevitable that there will be significant setbacks. It's the nature of the moonshot. So how do you want to handle them? Set up operating instructions, much like airlines do in the event of an emergency. What's your version of putting on the oxygen mask, leaving personal belongings behind, following the lighted arrows on the floor? My version entails scheduling a therapy session to ensure that I don't fall into an abyss of negative self-judgment and hatred and colluding with gremlins. I also take a big hike or do a hard workout to release adrenaline, toxins, and negative energy. And finally, I love to go to the Korean day spa to do hot and cold plunges to remind myself that I can adapt to what seems intolerable at first. Step 7, become the person you need to be. A moonshot is a giant leap. So what are the qualities you need to develop so you stick your landing? Take cues from athletes. Train to develop skill, craft, and stamina. My version of this is taking classes, being in an accountability group, and exercising consistently. Join a team with a great coach. Who are your people and mentors? Who can step in to shore up your weaknesses? Who are your truth tellers? Practice and scrimmage. Who do you run ideas and plays past before you take it out into the real world? And then review the game tape. Assess what you're doing well and what needs improvement. Use data to inform this assessment, and don't listen to gremlins or gossip. Going for a moonshot may not resonate for you, and that's okay as long as you're honoring a value and not playing small or listening to naysayers, including the ones in your own head. Don't listen to the if-only voices that slow or stop you. They're gremlins. If only someone believed in me. If only I had financial security. If only I had more experience. If only I was an expert. If only I didn't have other obligations. I'm not advocating to blindly head into a moonshot. Assessing your strengths and needs is important as you begin your journey. When I chose to become a coach, I didn't have experience, nor was I an expert. So I enrolled in a certified training program. I also couldn't afford to only work as a coach. I knew it would take time to build my client list. So I worked multiple jobs, and I still do because I love all of them. Bottom line, in the quiet corners of reflection, we can unveil the intricacies of your moonshot journey, from resisting the call for a conventional life to contemplating audacious goals. Your introspection will require courage and a commitment to self-discovery. As we navigate the delicate balance between career demands and personal aspirations, remember that moonshots are not solely about grandeur. They are about aligning with your values and purpose. Listen to the voice inside that says you are capable and competent. What if I believe fully in myself? What if I trusted that I could respond to setbacks? What if I was fully connected to my natural resiliency? What if I didn't care about what other people think? What if I succeeded? Whether you're contemplating a giant leap or find solace in smaller steps, honor the unique rhythm of your own journey. In the end, it took nearly 2 decades for me to crystallize my moonshot, to ensure no one gets left behind. May your path be as unpredictable and fulfilling as mine, and may your moonshot be a testament to the resilience within you. Here's to reaching for the stars, one thoughtful step at a time. So that's it for today. Head over to Moonshot Mentor on Substack.com for journal questions to help you in further contemplating your moonshot. I'd love to know if you've ever considered pursuing a moonshot and what fears or doubts arise when thinking about such ambitious goals. Drop me a comment, let me know. You can also visit me at moonshotmentor.com or follow me on social media at Moonshot Mentor on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. If you enjoy what you hear, I would appreciate if you could subscribe to my blogcast, as it would help me achieve my midterm goal of 5,000 subscribers as I head towards my moonshot of no one being left behind. Thank you so much for tuning in.